Hello and welcome to the short Vort on Parshas Bechukosai, Perchav Vav, Pasuk Mem Dalet. Meir Simcha of Dvinsk, 1843 to 1926, in his Meshech Chachmah on Chumash, gives an interesting, positive perspective on Galus and wandering of the Bnei Yisrael. He says there's a cycle throughout history where once we go into exile, we're small and we are a weak community, and whether it's going to Bavel or Spain or Eastern Europe, wherever it may be, we create our own unified communities and we build up institutions and we grow in Torah. However, there's a certain point, says Meir Simcha, that we reach a point that one generation is so high that the next generation cannot beat it in Torah. And what happens then is, because it's natural for people to want to do something new and achieve new heights, that they will become leaders in secular operations, whether it's business or culture or something like that. They'll become part of the greater community of the country that they're in, and they'll become more and more assimilated to Chas v'Shalom. And we've seen this passage, this history happen over time. And what Hashem does then is He sends us to Galus. From that place, the political storms change, and we have to leave, and we start all over. The smaller community, we build up the institutions, we build up the Torah, we develop, and then it gets a little too good for itself, that it can't go higher inside Torah, and it becomes more secularized. And as I said, we've seen this numerous times, but this is all Hashem's will in order to save us. It's necessary, because otherwise we would disappear into various melting pots. And that's what the pasuk says: "V'av gam zos b'yosem be'eretz oivehem." When you'll be in your enemy's land, lo mastim v'lo galtim lachalosam lafer b'si itam ki ani Hashem Elokechem. He says that the reason I rejected and have been revolted by them to such an extent is that I forced them into lands of their enemies is not because I seek to destroy them or null my covenant. To the contrary, I am Hashem, their God, and I want them to survive and thrive. So when we think of Galus, we often think of the negatives, but the fact that we have to wander throughout our history has actually been part of our success that has allowed us to survive and thrive to this day. So thank you for listening. Have a wonderful week and a wonderful Shabbos.